Hey, welcome back. Okay, so now we're going to go over some more sketchbooks that I did way back when I was younger. Uh, Still obsessed with anime and making my own comic. That was the lifestyle that I miss, that I would rather be a part of right now. So this was one of my first colored comics. I called it Feng Shui. I made a channel out of it, and basically what I was doing is I was just coloring in comics. This is the main character. This is me. Into depth pale. It's just traveling different dimensions. Chapter 1. I also use this mainly because I wanted to try out different mediums at the moment. Like up here you could see how I just left the white there and went back and put black over it. That is acrylic paint, where this is Copic. This is acrylic, and I was just trying different designs and graffiti using this as a platform to do it. Really like that one. Simple, clean. It says push here. So cool. And this was back in 2012. You can see the signature. So in the comic, I kind of slowly tell you what's going on. It says step, click. You press the button on the wall, and then it's like choose your team. The concept for this one was basically it was like this different dimension where people were put into a game. The whole entire world was just a game overall, and you had to survive. And if you survived, then they put you away for another like 1,000 years or something until you go at it again, or you're chosen by the next person. This is where everything began, and then you can see like the tanks at the bottom. And then said tanks are your choices. So all these choices are based off of people I know and people I cared about in comics. So right here we have Patrick, Hal, aka Hal, Joe from Parkour. This is Tay. That's an imaginary character I made. Then there's Gluttony. That was my girl. Gluttony was my favorite with the pink hair. Got Crow, which was Eve. Iggy, which was Naruto, the female version. And then Hacky, this girl from high school. They used to pick on me for no reason. Rome was my cousin. Chris, Solo, of course, my brother. Suave. To save them, I had to give, and then it's like a lung, an eye, my memory, and the idea behind it was you had to pay a price depending on how many team members you wanted, or depending on who the person you're choosing, and in order to choose it, I had to lose different parts of me. And then in this one, he's on the battlefield, and this is predated. Comes in, battles in death or worse, and he's like, fine. And then you see him use his power, and the sand goes across and grabs the person. So sick. I know, right? Swoosh. It says Santune, because like when you watch anime, they always show you the name of the actual thing and then they go into it. So that's what I was doing. And then it says you could be made human, and then it has my easy. Here's me leveling up. Win. To them, this was just a game, but to me, God, my handwriting is horrible. Oh, to me in the fam, this was war, and then uh, my bro Storm versus Thor. This one was where I stopped at, coloring wise. And then Solo was going up against Storm. I mean, going up against Thor, and you could see Lighthammer swing, and then Storm grabs the hammer, pulls out the hammer and the arm. You see the arm. Oh man, like I had some ideas. It's like finish him. You can see Solo coming down on Thor's face. And then like you know how they have in the middle of a chapter where it kind of transfers over to a new subject, so they put one big awesome picture where I put a close up of his face and him wearing Thor's armor after he whooped his butt, which was the last page I did in the comic, which was, I think, sucky. I should have kept going with it. I started a lot of comics that I never finished, and I had a lot of ideas for them and had a lot of concepts of where I wanted to go for them. But overall, what they were doing was they were helping me learn how to shade, basically. This is a picture of me, fully colored, as a character, which you're like, dude, blue eyes, black. Well, the blue eyes represent my envy of skin tones and stuff like that. So always wanted blue eyes. This is a character from Kill La Kill. I really loved her as a character, and just practicing color overall. Love her hair. Love her hair. Her hair is awesome. Looks like I used grays, which is interesting. Light grays. This is just me practicing making larger people. The triple neck. Essentially what I was using this for is to learn how to do large faces as well. Different eye sizes, noses, foreheads, where on the face the eyes go, stuff like that, so I can get a better concept of what I'm doing when I'm drawing. You know what this is. There's no point in telling who you is. Or this one either. Solo. This was actually made way back when, before 2-year Luffy, you know? Before 2-year Solo. When they first dropped, I was trying to come up with a concept for them. This one is the Phoenix. Is my variation on the Phoenix from X-Men. She was like this powerhouse woman who was extremely powerful, and she knew it. And she wasn't as much of a, you know, little girl holding on to Professor X's arm. She was more of a dominant, like, rule the world type woman, and she wanted to she had her own gang. She was high up in there on the platform of people. Well, in my comic, so was Lil Wayne, so was my bro, so was I. We with that gang mentality. So this one is a different variation. I know he looks familiar because I used I used Naruto to come up with this version of him. I can't think of his name. I can't ever think of names when I need to. But Pervy Sage's partner in crime. This was his son, basically. And then there's Leo. No, it's Lonnie. Her name is Lonnie. She looks like a dude because her chest was removed. She had cancer in the comic. And she kind of was such a badass. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just like having powerful women in my comic, but yeah. So that's a little bit of a share of some stuff that I've done in the early years of doing artwork. Another sketchbook that will hopefully find you. Oh God. Hopefully find you at some point. But it was just something that I was going through. I was making those comics and the comic was fun. And even now I think I should go back to making comics, which I will. So as always, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember to practice and being present. Thank you. Bye, shirts.